Reasoning to people why I like Jake Paul these days are like me trying to justify why I like impregnated horses that are male and underaged. Jake Paul has such a crappy reputation. I saw 3 kids get publicly executed for having Jake as their name. Like, this has gone too far. Last week, I was walking home with my friend Derek, and I told him, "Man, I feel like Jake Paul isn't that bad." And he looked at me and said, "What?" Realizing what I said, my knees weak, arms are heavy, there's vomit on my shoulder already, that's mom's spaghetti. Next day, I went to school, and I told him to meet me in the front gates, when no one was looking. He came up to me and said, "Dude, I'm not a snitch." So I said, "I know." And I dabbed so hard he died. While I'm here trying to pass down a viewpoint, you bet there will be those English Gestapos hovering over that dislike button. Now I get it. Jake Paul on the surface is like the manifestation of everything crappy boomers think of when someone in the room mentions, "I'm a YouTuber," whoever that idiot would be. I get it. Trying to like him is being dared to wipe your ass with sandpaper. Feels good, but becomes a hazard later. Having listened to Jake Paul's journey and keeping up with his tantrums, I unexpectedly developed a certain level of erection towards this guy. No homo. I still don't know what happened, I just found myself getting intrigued by him. His action just connected with me. Like, they reminded me of when I used to be a baby too. To me, he seems almost like this perfect representation of this random internet dude who hasn't fully gotten out of his cocoons. From his then and now, there's obviously a difference. People used to think that he had friends, now, yeah. And unlike a lot of other people I've seen online, I can physically see his story molding him into this very being, for better or worse. He's a very intriguing fellow. Watching his actions make me wonder what kind of stuff he's going to pull off next with his cheeks. Is he going to have an epic redemption after beating KSI? Is he going to shoot up his school for clout? Because we know, he's that type of guy. Type of guy who's a white gun boy. Now let me address all the hate he has. I think it's mostly just fillers. The type that people use to hate on a guy for something less than a person's actions. Like, from what I have heard across YouTube, his hate seems to just stem from the guy's blunt arrogance. Now, don't get me wrong, arrogance is annoying as hell, but like, don't pretend that a solid percentage of haters hate not because of just following the trend of hating Jake Paul. Like, come on, I bet if no one mentioned it, no one would even remember Team 10 dramas. All that just leftover backup arguments. Like, I truly believe that Jake Paul had good intentions. I don't think he's a bad guy. He's self-aware but just lacks a lot of wisdom. Everyone just expects so much of the guy, to have himself get crucified for himself. You know, it's actually not easy to satisfy a bottomless hate. There will always be that one guy who finds an argument against him, and that will just trigger another video titled, "Jake Paul messed up this time." Searching for stimulus for Jake doesn't seem that far from ordinary. He wasn't born with it. He had something that he enjoyed, but look what happened to that. I like Jake, not for anything else other than him as a character. If he does manage to turn himself around, I think that'd be the best development that we see.